Welcome back. Welcome back. You man Dominic K in here, of course. The DominiCShow.com on firetelevision.com. We are witnessing history in the making. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is expected to be confirmed as the first Black woman Supreme Court justice this week. So we had a bipartisan group of senators vote today to advance her nomination. So a nomination goes to the next stage. So there was the Senate Judiciary Committee, which voted 11-11. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called for a vote to break the deadlock, break the tie, and send her nomination to the floor. So what does this mean? So they have a small group that is a committee and votes on whether something should go to the entire group. And that is what has happened. Like I said, history in the making. Every Democrat and 3 Republicans, Susan Collins of Maine, Mitt Romney of Utah, and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, voted in support of Judge Jackson. So, oh yes, you know some of those Republicans are mad. Why y'all mad? Why y'all mad? Senate Republican and Democrat leaders agree that Judge Jackson is qualified. This we know, and let's talk a little bit more about this after this. And we are back. As I said, history in the making. The Republicans and the Democrats all agree that Judge Jackson is very well qualified. Now, I say this because almost all of the Republican senators are expected to oppose her vote. They expect to oppose her. Judge Jackson is 51 years old, and she sits on DC's federal appellate court. She's been considered a front runner for this vacancy ever since Justice Breyer announced his retirement. So she has connections to Breyer. She previously worked for him as a clerk. She's also been a federal public defender, an attorney in private practice, a federal district court judge, and a member of the U.S. Sentencing Commission. She has the experience. We know this. So the committee deadlocked on Jackson's nomination. And, that's the first time in modern history of a Supreme Court confirmation. She needed an additional procedural step. This is known as a discharge petition. This petition is to get her actually on the Senate floor for the vote. Now, Judge Jackson is also expected to be confirmed to the Supreme Court this week with bipartisan support. As I said, Collins, Romney, and Murkowski announced that they will vote in favor to confirm her to fill the upcoming vacancy. So, in recent times, this process has become a lot more charged, a lot more political than it has been in the past. The fact that Jackson will replace a fellow Democratic appointee on the high court, it's not going to represent a meaningful change. It does not make her proceedings any less partisan, though. The makeup of the court is not going to change. She's replacing someone who has a similar view as her. So that part is not any different. Republicans blame Democrats today for the hostility shown decades ago towards GOP supported contenders to the Supreme Court. So they also argued that no committee Democrat voted for any other former Trump pick. Right. So remember that time that you did this. Now, for Democrats, Republicans changed the game with their refusal to give Obama nominee Merrick Garland a hearing back in 2016. Oh, but of course, Republicans, they don't want to talk about that. They only want to talk about how they've been wronged. One of the many things wrong with politics, it's a whole lot about the whataboutism. You did this to me, I did this to you, and back and forth back and forth. Senator Lindsey Graham, said today that if Republicans had controlled the Senate, they would not have given Jackson a hearing either. And that is just sad. That is sad to know that they would have tried to play this political game and stop that. So that's why I am glad that this has happened. I am glad that she is going on the court, and we need to do as much as possible to make sure that Republicans don't get control anymore. A delay shows how fragile the path is for Senate Democrats. They need to understand this is delicate. The committee had to take a multi-hour break before voting on Jackson because the Democratic members' arrival to D.C. was delayed. I mean, there's so much. They need every person, every vote. Nobody can be taken for granted. Republicans, try to defend the harsh tone that they took with Jackson. No Democrats have spoken the way that Republicans spoke to Judge Jackson. But of course, that's just the childish nature by which Republicans operate in 2022. So the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin said that most Republicans treated Jackson fairly, but that a few of the GOP members went over the line in their baseless attacks on her. There were a few that went too far. And when this stuff comes back to haunt them, they're going to cry and complain and cry, because that's just what they have been doing. That's just what they've been doing. Now, Democrats, the hostility that the GOP displayed was just another hurdle the groundbreaking judge would have to overcome. So yes, it was there. She dealt with it. She moved forward, and she is expected to be confirmed later on this week. I'm excited for her. I'm excited for the country. And this is great news, and taking a step forward in this process. The super qualified, super smart Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson nomination with the procedural vote after the Senate Judiciary Committee deadlocked on her nomination. The final vote is expected later this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at On Fire Television. Of course, you miss any episodes of The Diamond K Show, very easy to catch up. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, the WRF Radio app, thediamondkshow.com, onfiretelevision.com, or youtube.com/DJ Diamond K.